Hello YouTube, LTA here with Love Therapy Animals. Today is my last official day in uniform, so I'm bringing to you my long-awaited playthrough and review of the United States Air Force. Let's get into it.
All right, all you LTAs out there, let's see what it's all about. We'll get started with video and sound.
Obviously, I'm just kidding. This video is a review of sorts, but it's to share my insights into military service for those that may be considering it, particularly the Air Force. This video is also for their parents, family, spouses, or if you just want to troll my videos and talk about my weird lip that doesn't move. I'm neither a recruiter or a hater. My perspective and experience is my own, and I'm not trying to sway anyone in any direction. Welcome to LTA, the channel that captures the ramblings of a nomadic ex-military family trying to make sense of and teach about the world around them. For those of you that have been here a while, you've probably noticed some changes. Rest assured, more are coming, but I want you to join and be part of that ride with me. For those that are new, please subscribe and welcome. Okay, this review will cover 7 categories that I believe are important for a career that covers both tangible and the intangible things that I believe you should consider before committing to any career, especially a military one. I will keep this video fairly short, so I'll not go too deep into each individual category. I will post links to everything down below, so you don't necessarily need to take notes. Also, if I can figure out the chapters or timestamp thingy in YouTube, I'll try to organize this into bookmarks for you. If I don't figure it out, just know that I was a cop. For those of you that stick around to the end, I have a few life pro tips that I've learned, sometimes the hard way, which you can use in your career, whether military or not. And also, maybe take a look during the credits. Before I get into the review, I'm going to show and tell you a little bit about myself. While you're watching the upcoming video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's get into our 7 categories. They're going to be pay, benefit, travel, job security, culture and work fulfillment, growth and opportunities, and work and life balance. I'll score each category on its own from a 1 to a possible 10 points, and then I'll average them all together for my own final score and experience. My hope is that you see the categories that are most important to you and consider them against what the Air Force may offer. First up is pay. As you can see, military pay starts pretty modestly, but increases fairly quickly, as I'll show you on the next slide. I'm sure you can see the disparity between enlisted and officer pay here. This difference is primarily due to the requirements to join as well as the responsibilities expected of the member. Enlisted members can join with only a high school level education, while officers need to have at least a bachelor's. They're also going to take up leadership positions much sooner than their enlisted counterparts. Here's a quick graphic of pay just 4 years after you join to give you an idea of how it scales. There's also a lot of opportunities early on to promote a little faster in some circumstances. So I give pay a 6 out of 10 with points off due to the starting pay being maybe much lower than an equivalent civilian job would pay out. But it earns extra points for disproportionately fast promotions and pay rate. It really doesn't take that long to be making decent money, especially when you consider the next category, benefits. Airmen receive a plethora of benefits that supplement their base pay and are geared towards quality of life. This is not an all-inclusive list. Here are some of the main ones to consider. Medical care. All airmen and their dependents receive 100% medical, with the military member receiving 100% dental coverage as well. There's some supplemental plans available for the civilians, but just know 100% medical care, really good benefit. Next, paid leave. All airmen receive 30 days of leave in a year, with other types of essentially free periods of absences to include maternity and paternity leave, medical leave, and programs like recruiter's assistance. Next, life insurance. All airmen are eligible for up to a $500,000 life insurance policy for less than $40 a month. This also has provisions for some of their dependents. Next up, housing and subsistence. All airmen are eligible for housing and subsistence, and this means you'll receive some sort of allowance for quarters, meaning either a dorm room for single airmen or a basic allowance for housing for a married individual, as well as programs that supplement food expenses for the member. We call this basic allowance for subsistence. Some members will receive a meal card depending on their location or how their base operates, but just know that the Air Force kicks in quite a bit for the airmen to eat. Just a quick note, single airmen do leave the dorms within a few years and will also receive the standard BAH and BAS. Next up is education assistance. First and foremost, anybody who joins the military becomes eligible for the GI Bill. This benefit is worth 36 months of tuition as well as housing costs in some scenarios, but this video is too short to go in depth on this topic. In addition to the GI Bill, airmen can receive 100% free tuition assistance up to $4,500 a year to attend college. There are a lot of rules for this, but the system is easy to navigate, and I personally acquired 2 degrees myself through the program. Also, the benefit doesn't keep you from receiving other assistance such as the Pell Grant. All right, the last benefit I'm going to cover is retirement. Now, this is an interesting topic because the retirement system I came in with, known as the High 3, you essentially had to do all 20 years in the military or you got no retirement. If you do your 20 years, you'll get a check for the rest of your life. Pretty awesome. But that is as long as you do all 20 years. I've undergone a medical board. I was fortunate to make it through mine, but many others do not, subsequently leave with no retirement savings at all. This would have driven my score for benefits super low, like to a 3 or a 4 out of 10. Because just how large the impact could be for members. Another side note, the vast majority of service members leave before 20 years, so they would have left with no retirement savings as well. Fortunately, things have changed and an all-new retirement system called the blended retirement system has been rolled out, which in just quick, simple terms, provides the airman with a retirement account similar to what you would expect from an employer-matched 401k, as well as still receiving a monthly pension after 20 years, albeit at a different rate than the old system. This allows airmen to change careers down the road if they need to. So with the new retirement system, I give the benefits package a 9.5 out of 10, with only slightest points being taken off for the lag time between housing market changes and BAH amounts. Our next category is travel. The Air Force has locations all around the globe, and depending on your job and a host of other factors, you could find yourself or your family virtually anywhere on the planet due to assignments, temporary duties, deployments, etc. Overall, travel is virtually guaranteed and required. For those of you that like to travel, this is great. For others, this instability and potential family separation can be a major downside. I give travel an 8 out of 10 because it's important to me, with points off due to Air Force requirements sometimes place people in environments that they're not happy, as well as frequent separations for family. Now we roll into job security. This is a super fast topic. As a general rule, as long as you do not commit crimes, especially drug use, you can be relatively assured that your job is secure. There will be times when there's force shaping, which occurs to balance career fields or to align military numbers and strength with congressional mandate. This could mean being forced to change jobs or even getting separated early. I've been through several major force shapings, and it has been my general experience that the vast majority of folks are unaffected, though there always remains that possibility. Even with this, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a career as stable as the military. I give this category a solid 9 out of 10. The next category we're going to discuss, culture and work fulfillment. Because the Air Force consists of people from all walks of life, you will gain exposure to a massive amount of different cultures and backgrounds. When we combine this with the mission of the Air Force, you're left with a really tight group of people all working towards common goals.
So I personally experienced in my own career
About 5 years where the culture was not embraced by the leadership and the people around me. This resulted in poor morale. This period of 5 years was intense for me, and if you'd like to hear more about it, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, with 5 bad years, I'm left with 15 very good to great years, and that's how I'm going to score this category. Culture and work fulfillment gets a 7.5 out of 10, with points taken off because airmen have little to no control over where they might be stationed, and there's always the variable of people, which can create an environment that is unpleasant. Next category, growth and opportunities. The Air Force is chock full of opportunities. You can gain an education, you can promote, commission, cross-train, volunteer for an assignment, apply for interagency jobs or special duties. There are over 100 different jobs or Air Force specialty codes, as well as an ever-changing mission set. There really is an incredible amount of opportunity to grow if you're interested, but just like the location, jobs are available based upon the needs of the Air Force, so there is some lack of control on your own personal ones, though paying attention to Air Force trends and needs will allow you to jump into a multitude of opportunities. I give growth and opportunities a solid 9 out of 10, with a point taken off due to Air Force needs taking priority over personal goals, though anyone joining would be wise to understand this as early as possible. Finally, we're going to want to talk about our last category, work and life balance. The Air Force is a needs-based organization and will absolutely utilize you in whatever capacity it needs to meet its mission. This can mean long hours, short notice training, assignments, deployment, just an incredible amount of other things. What I'm getting at is the Air Force will take you away from your family and your comfort zone at some point, and you'll likely miss important things like holidays, family events, emergencies, etc. I personally missed many firsts with my kids, and even dangerous medical emergencies where I was powerless to be there and help. This is the true cost of service, and it's the price we pay to protect our country. Just because I have known this all along, it does not make it any easier, and most of the people that I have served with, I think, would tell you the same thing. Because it's out of your hands and will have an effect on you and your family, I give this area a 5 out of 10. This leads me to the end of my Air Force career review. I give the overall experience a 7.7 out of 10. You get an excellent array of benefits, a quickly increasing pay scale, and all the culture and missions you can handle. Conversely, you must be okay with losing some of your control on your own personal life and the instabilities introduced by fulfilling Air Force needs. My opinion on the Air Force as a career is that it is a great career for those that understand what's involved and want to be part of something much bigger than themselves. Now, I didn't forget, if you made it this far, I owe you my top secret life pro tip to succeed in the Air Force. I have 5 of them in no particular order. First, commit to service. Opportunities abound when you are completely committed to serving the Air Force needs. It can be quite easy to get assignments and jobs when you're less picky about your own personal wants and cater to Air Force needs. Second, temper expectations at every new location. Certainly, you'll want to research anywhere you might be going, but take the information with a grain of salt, have an open mind about where you go, and keep your expectations in check. I think you're going to find far more pleasant surprises and less disappointments this way. Third, communication. The importance of effective communication for your entire career cannot be overstated. Every bit of control that you do have for your career, like wanting to volunteer for a job or an assignment, or getting ready for a promotion, will be greatly enhanced if you know how to speak and write well to others. This also includes active listening skills to gauge how to approach situations. I would encourage anyone coming in to broaden their communication skills through research, education, and practice. Number 4, take care of yourself, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Everybody knows about physical health. You go to the doctor if something hurts, you don't feel good, but you also need to take care of your mental health. You could be exposed to a lot of things in the military that could be incredibly damaging to you or incredibly traumatic to you. So you need to be prepared for that. And in order to do that is by taking care of your mental health, staying engaged with hobbies, exercising. If you get to a point where you feel like you need help, reach out for help. And then, of course, you've got your spiritual fitness. We do have a chapel on most bases. You have chaplains available. And then, of course, you've got all the off-base religious establishments that you can reach out to as well. When I grew up in the Air Force, I heard and believed in a lot of stigmas and a lot of things against mental health or going to see the doctor for something. Those things are not true. Don't pay attention to them. If something's not right, it's not right. You owe it to yourself, your job, and your family to make sure you're taking care of that. That way you're ready to go when the mission comes. My last and one of the most important tips that I can offer, keep the country safe. Understand the mortal and physical risks you take in order to serve the military. It can place you in danger at any moment and will almost certainly degrade your body faster than many other professions. You'll be part of the military, which can mean killing or harming others. You'll spend a lot of time missing home, separated from your loved one. Your own personal values, which could include religion or family, will routinely be tested against the needs of the country. This is the price of keeping our loved ones and our way of life safe. If you feel up to the task and believe the price to be worth it to you, then a military career may be a good fit for you. All right, this brings me to the actual end of my review. Remember, my opinions are my own and subjective. Just because I graded a category a certain way actually doesn't mean much for you. You'll need to determine how important these things are for you. If you have any questions about anything I talked about, ask in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you know someone who's considering Air Force service, please share this video with them. This is LTA signing out for now. Love each other, and just as importantly, love yourself. Housing and subsistence. Housing and subsistence. Housing and subsistence. Housing and subsistence. If I don't figure it out, just know that I was a cop, not a... Seriously, what's wrong with my lip? It's always been like this? I didn't have a stroke? Hey Siri, stop. I'm neither a recruiter or a hater. My perspective and experience is my own.
Are you high?
I'm a little elevated.
Sounds a bit hypocritical.
How could I even be hypocritical? I'm not telling people to join the Air Force or do the weed. And it's gummies, by the way. Made with hemp. It's legal for me. I didn't do CBD or THC when I was in the Air Force. I know it was the quickest way to get the fucking boot.
Isn't it still illegal in the Air Force?
Yes, but I'm not in the Air Force. Why are you in here? You're not even in this video. There's one person who does one of the voices I want. It's like $300 for like a minute.
Like, what do you need voiceover?
For jokes.
Is it voice changer?
For not jokes.
I don't think $300 is worth it for a joke.
Like, I want the jokes to land.
It's an AI voice.
So,
Like if you're talking about the jokes that you've been doing recently with the whale and the buttermilk, like those jokes are not just not gonna land if they're not jokes.
it's not nice.
Like, it's not worth $300 to have it still not be a good joke. It's I can do one or the other, but I can't do both.
But what if I said I already paid the guy for like 5 minutes?
No, that's stupid.
I didn't pay the guy anything.
Guess what, Audrey? Yeah, you hear that? Yeah, that's right, Audrey. I fucking did it. I fucking did hire a voice actor. And I was always going to hire one, even though I said I wasn't going to, Audrey. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna get to know him too, Audrey, because I'm gonna hire him again. Yeah, I'm gonna hire him as many times as it takes. 1 time, 10 times, 100 times, Audrey. If that's what it takes for this bit to land, 100 times, Audrey. because I need these bits. The audience needs these bits to land. That's the whole point, Audrey, for the bits about the love, the therapy, and the animals to land in our brains, Audrey. The bits in our brains.